The following programme is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language and flashing imagery.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. From the four corners of the world, to the four corners of this ring, the fight starts now!
Touch gloves.
How do you like it?
Over the shoulder. So aggressive, so focused.
Look at these two guys. Still the undisputed champion of the world.
Good evening from the heart of one of the great fight cities and from one of its iconic boxing venues. Down the years, fans entering through those doors have been entertained and watched some of the very best performers from this part of the world. The likes of Carl Frampton and Barry McGuigan and many more before then. And professional boxing returning here to this arena steeped in history for the first time in more than 2 years. And back in November 2021, it was Lewis Crocker who topped the bill, and he's involved in the main event, as you can see there again this evening, against the dangerous Mexican José Félix, who we last saw on the island of Ireland back in May, causing a huge upset against Gary Cully. The chief support is a cruiserweight battle between the up-and-coming Siobhan Clark and the former European champion from Belfast, Tommy McCarthy. Welterweight action with Paddy Donovan against Williams Herrera and Conor Walker before that against Lloyd Germain. And we get off in the main event with Giorgio Fisioli against Samuel Piceri. Fisioli having his second professional appearance, and that will get us underway on the main broadcast later, live on DAZN. Here on Before the Bell, Kurt Walker, one of the most decorated amateurs here in Northern Ireland in the recent past, is up against the man from Nicaragua, Darwin Martinez. That's over 6 rounds at super featherweight, and we get underway with the second professional appearance of Emmanuel Lely Buttigieg against the Estonian Artyom Spatar. Alongside me, the former world middleweight champion Darren Barker. Darren, looking forward to another cracking Belfast fight night.
Yeah, we were treated to a special night in December, wasn't we? And yeah, I love this place. I've got fond memories myself here, Mike. I used to box here for Repton against the Dockers Club. So yeah, fond memories. Love Belfast. Brilliant fight city.
Well, let's get it all underway then and join tonight's MC, David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the famous Ulster Hall here in Belfast. We are live on DAZN for a big night of world-class professional boxing. We begin tonight with a 4-round super welterweight affair set to make his ring walk from Narva, Estonia. Please welcome Sparta Artyom.
So another important night in the development of Lely Buttigieg, and this is the man providing the opposition for what will be Buttigieg's second professional contest. Artyom Spatar, just 20 years of age, a couple of years older than Buttigieg, and he has an even record. He's won 4 and also lost 4 in a professional career that is just about a year old.
And now entering the arena, please welcome the Maltese monster, Lely Buttigieg.
Buttigieg sabring this, his second appearance in the professional ranks. after winning 4 national titles, clad in the vest from Newham in East London, and won very comfortably on his professional debut. And much is expected of this young man. And there's a lot of talent breaking through into the professional ranks at around super welter and middleweight in the UK. And this is one of the latest additions.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, good evening and welcome to Ulster Hall here in Belfast. It's our first show of 2024, and it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored tonight by Betfred, Stagefront, Everlast, and Forged Irish Stout. All of tonight's bouts are sanctioned under the auspices of the British Boxing Board of Control. The steward in charge is John Williamson, MBE. Introducing your third man in the ring at the sound of the bell, from Belfast, scoring referee Eamon McGill. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 4 rounds of boxing scheduled in the super welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the solid black trunks. He scaled 11 stone, 3 pounds, 5 ounces. His professional record, 4 wins against 4 defeats. He has 1 win coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Narva, Estonia, please welcome Artyom Spatar. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the purple, black, and gold. He scaled 11 stone, 4 pounds, 5 ounces. His professional record, 1 fight, 1 victory, and that victory came by way of knockout. Here is the 4-time national champion, fighting out of Bow, London, England, the Maltese monster, Lely Buttigieg.
Gentlemen, I spoke to this earlier on the changing rooms. You know what to expect? Good, clean fight. Any questions? Touch gloves.
Seconds out. Round 1.
So Lely Buttigieg looking to build on that impressive first performance in his professional career on the undercard of Michael Conlon against Jordan Gill in Belfast here last month, winning at about the halfway stage of the opening round and looking as though Darren, he used up as much energy celebrating as he did in the contest itself.
Yeah, you could see what it meant to him, and I can understand why. He only get 1 debut and he enjoyed it, but he looked so good, Mike. He was smooth, he was relaxed, he was composed. You know, old wise head on young shoulders, and you can see now that ability. Shoelace just undone, Mike. But yeah, very good fighter, good amateur pedigree. It does everything right. Nice jab, doesn't waste anything.
And in good hands there, being tutored by Alan Smith, we saw there in the corner from the iBox Academy in Bromley in South London. Lely Buttigieg himself from East London. Boxed a lot of his amateur career for Newham ABC. And here against the man in Spatar, who's making his 4th appearance in a UK ring, but has yet to win.
We mentioned last time that the left hook that he landed in the debut was a lovely shot, and we mentioned at the time it was similar to a kind of a shot that Golovkin would throw. And we've already seen a right hook, very similar again. He sort of chops down with the shot high on the head, and they do scramble the senses. But again, you can see doing the right thing. He's feinting with his hands, his feet, looking to draw out the lead. Just stalking his man, coming forward. If you make a mistake, he will make you pay.
Spatar with those high-held gloves, but there's already a distinctive reddening by the right eye of the Estonian.
Yeah, he's in his shell. Spatar moving, and understand why it's been a good, positive start from Buttigieg. really does get into a groove, a nice relaxed rhythm straight away. Just loading up a little bit at times. That's better with the right hand, just coming over the left hand of Sparta. It's so important now. You just get behind your jab. It's your second fight. You're going to get a little carried away at times, but so important early on for these young lads and ladies early in their careers, just to establish rhythms behind their jab. Good variation of the shot. Everything else will follow, Mike.
It's got a watchable, rangy style, Buttigieg down.
Yeah, he has. That was nice. He brought the feet in behind the double jab with the right hand, but it was a good exit off the ropes from Sparta. A lot better. He had his hands high. So he just needs to bring that right foot across when he throws the right hand. Buttigieg.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out. Round 2.
Into the second round, Buttigieg just beginning to find his range with the right hand towards the end of the opening 3 minutes, and it was the right hand that did the damage on his debut against his Portuguese opponent Mario Oliveira. That one finishing in 1 minute and 25 seconds.
He's doing the right thing at the start of the second round. Buttigieg poking the jab out. Good variation with the shot, really snapping it out, but a bit more intent from Sparta as well. Trying to hold his feet a little bit. I'd see a bit more work to the body from Buttigieg. A lot of head hunting at the minute. So he's throw the 1-2, then drop the left to the body. Does have a nice high guard Sparta, so that's where you can get the shots down behind the elbows.
All 4 wins for the Estonian have come in his home country. Hasn't yet managed to have his hand raised on the road. Buttigieg trying variation, leading off with the left uppercut, just trying to splice open those tightly held gloves of Sparta.
This is good. We see a couple of body shots there. There was an uppercut followed by a right hook. I think just a bit more variation, a bit more speed to his work. There's that right hook again, coming around the left hand of Sparta. But just upping the tempo slightly. The jab's been better in this round.
And you can tell there's a wariness about the work of Sparta. So obviously ready for what's coming back at him, and more intent on damage limitation than really landing anything solid of his own.
Yeah, this is better. Good work. Again, the variation I was calling for, working the body, then going back upstairs, keeping Sparta thinking, and they're hurtful shots as well. So I'd like to see him, whether it be to the left or the right, just throw the body shot first and then go back upstairs. Like I say, the hands are high of Sparta. To be able to protect from those headshots, to drop to the body first and go back upstairs. That was a nice jab to the body. Yeah, good work from Buttigieg. A bit more variation in that round. We're seeing some more shots to the body. Started to use the uppercut a little bit, trying to find openings that way. A nice slip inside. That's a beautiful, well-executed left uppercut. The way he slipped inside the jab. Good work from the young man.
Corner,
2
10
rounds gone,
seconds.
Darren, and it wouldn't be to his detriment if this went all the way at this stage of his professional career, because you can sense that the learning process.
Seconds out.
Oh,
Round
absolutely,
3.
Mike. Rounds are valuable, especially for this young man. No senior experience, so he's learning all that here, getting in there with tough, solid men. So rounds under the lights in front of a crowd, valuable to try things out. Don't get lazy, don't get complacent, but go about your work, show off all the hard work that you've done in the gym, everything you've been learning. And I don't think Buttigieg will mind Sparta coming forward. That will allow him, I think, to try and walk Sparta onto the shots. Lovely jab.
You get the sense that that jab in time could be a really potent weapon for Buttigieg.
Yeah, definitely. The height, the reach that he has, he'll be able to generate a lot of power with that shot, and also set up the right hand.
Sparta himself, though, ready to mix it on that occasion. And just once or twice he's reading the right hand of Buttigieg, so Buttigieg has got to, in some way, disguise that on the way in.
I think, look, he's looking to trade at times, Sparta. I think that's where a feint from Buttigieg wouldn't go amiss. Try and draw out the lead from Sparta, then fire with the right hand. You've got to be a little bit cute with the shot. You see again there, just slipping on the outside, Sparta. He knew the shot was coming. I think the variation as well. We see it with the left uppercut slipping inside the jab, but you can do it with the right uppercut slipping on the outside of the jab. So just mix things up a little bit. An opportunity there to throw the uppercut as well. You see the head, over that front foot of Sparta. That was nice. He walked Sparta onto the right hand. Good shot. Take that one with Sparta. That was a good right hand, Mike.
Yeah, stood his ground well. And they're quite animated in his corner. They still believe that he could be doing more.
I do think a change in tempo, just going through the gears, 2-3 phases, 2 shots, 3 shots, go again. Really start to put some pressure on Sparta. Don't worry about the single shots, just relax, let the shots flow. They'll do just as much damage as those single right hand, nice left to the body there.
Not quite the desired accuracy with the right hand. Pretty much the last meaningful punch of that.
Yeah, I think learning fight is what this is. That he's comfortable, winning the rounds easy enough, but he's being made to work. Has struggled at times with finding the target with the right hand, but will only serve him well in the future, this. When he does go through the gears, really does look a special fighter. That jab that you pointed out, Mike, very effective, hurtful weapon for Buttigieg.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out, 4th, final round.
Into the final round, then round 4. And it was in the 6th and final round that Sparta was stopped last time out for the first and only time in his career. And that was by Joel Bartel at York Hall in London last month. Can Buttigieg now find the accuracy and the power to do likewise here in what is for him the final round also?
Doesn't need to do anything silly here, but if he was to try and force a stoppage, say it again, it would be just that change in tempo. He doesn't have to load up with everything, just go through the gears, just up that tempo slightly. Better with the feint there, but Sparta didn't take the bait, didn't look to lead off there. Just got to bring those feet in a little bit more. Buttigieg as well, just falling short with the jab. Once that jab hits the target, you know you're there to land the right hand. That's why that shot is so important. Good head movement.
Good bit of matchmaking this, Darren, for his second professional contest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just the kind of workout he would have wanted.
Yeah, Sparta, he's been annoying, if you like. He's moved, he's picked his moments a little bit unorthodox at times, leading with the right hand, sort of a couple of subtle switches at times, and he's just had that knack of being able to avoid that right hand, and I think that's a little bit down to Buttigieg. Just loading up, you can understand. He had that dramatic, exciting, explosive first round victory last time out. You want to follow that up, so you can get a little bit gung-ho loading up with the shots, but this is nice. He's just taking the power away from the shots a little bit. He's just concentrating on speed and looks very relaxed. So carrying his hands low, that's also a bit of bait there, trying to get Sparta to lead. He's not taking it, Sparta, completely in survival mode now, just moving. But yeah, we'll learn an awful lot from this, Buttigieg. The lessons will be just to up the tempo, variation, try different things. I think most importantly, just don't load up, don't telegraph the shots.
Success in these latter stages with the right hand that brought about the stoppage in his opening contest, but this one going all the way, the full 4 rounds in the second professional outing for Emmanuel Lely Buttigieg at the age of just 18. And without going overboard, a performance that he will have learned so much from under the guidance of Alan Smith and Eddie Lamb over in the corner as well.
He's enjoying this one as well, though, Mike. Big smile, he's dancing around the ring, and why not? Like, I think he understands. It's another one he's going to win, another W next to his name, 2-0. He'll understand there's things that he needs to do, but you can understand it, Mike. Look, he's a young man who, like I say, is coming off the back of a very, very impressive debut, and he's tried to follow that up, and he has telegraphed and he has loaded up with the shots a little bit, but there's nothing wrong with that. I don't mind that. It shows intent, it shows desire to look good, to impress. So lots to work on, but we'll see here in these highlights when he started varying up the shots a little bit, because he did headhunt early in the fight, working the right to the body there, then he can go back upstairs, not choosing to there. The uppercut was there for him if he wanted to throw it after, but a confident young man, he's enjoying his trade, and he can enjoy that victory this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds here at Ulster Hall in Belfast, we go to referee Eamon McGill's scorecard. It reads 40-36 for your winner. He's still undefeated, Lely, the Maltese Monster, Buttigieg.
So win number 2 for the 18-year-old from East London, now training in South London, on the border of South London and Kent in Bromley, under the watchful eyes of Alan Smith and Eddie Lamb. And I think there was a bit of joking going on in the corner about how he celebrated first time around, but win number 2 for Lely Buttigieg, and here he is now with Jamie Ward up in the ring.
Lely, congratulations, 2 fights, 2 wins. We know you loved the professional debut 8 weeks ago. We saw how much it meant to you. How did the emotions compare tonight after that fight and performance?
Yeah, I was still the same, still buzzing like the last fight, but this time I'm glad that I got to come in and showcase a bit of my boxing. I bring a lot more than that, but this is just the beginning. I've got a lot more to learn, a lot more experience to gain, but this is the beginning of something good. And
it certainly was a good learning fight. Arsen Spatal was game, could take a shot as well. I know you were after a big devastating knockout like you secured 8 weeks ago, but overall to secure your first 4 professional rounds, what positives can you take from that?
Yeah, last time was only a minute, so there wasn't much for me to go back and watch, but this fight I was just sticking to the jab, working behind the jab because the jab wasn't really missing him. So yeah, the knockouts will come, a lot more knockouts to come, but I'm glad that I got the 4 rounds. I can go back with me, Eddie, we can go and watch something, see what we can improve on and back better in my next fight.
And headed into this year, to your first full year as a professional, of course, to get out so early in 2024, what is the tick boxes for Layli Buttigieg this year?
Just to stay active, keep getting experience, keep getting the rounds in, keep listening to Al and Eddie in the gym, and just keep working and improving as a fighter. So I'm only young, but there's lots more for me to bring.
Layli, congratulations, 2-0. Well done.
This is exactly where I need to be. This is what I do.
A sensational finish for Conor Benn.
I'm the destroyer. Regardless of opponent, I'm on another level. That's seek and destroy. February 3rd, the entire division will be on notice.
Yes, Conor Benn in Las Vegas next week. And by then, Vegas will be buzzing ahead of the Super Bowl a week afterwards. And this weekend, it's the Conference Championships. The Chiefs against the Ravens and the great quarterback showdown. And the Lions against the 49ers, both on Sunday. And you can watch them on DAZN with the NFL Game Pass. But next up and last up here on Before the Bell, before we go to the main card on DAZN, it's a super featherweight contest between the amateur standout Kurt Walker and Darwin Martinez. So let's get the official introductions then from David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Ulster Hall, Belfast, live on DAZN, we're set to go with a special super featherweight attraction. Now entering the arena, please welcome Darwin El Fani. And now entering the arena, please welcome the 2020 undefeated Olympian fighting out of Lisburn, Kurt Walker.
Yeah, Lisburn not too far from here. But despite the locality, Kurt Walker was saying at the press conference how for all his amateur performances in and around Belfast and the Northern Ireland generally, and all his successes, he's never actually appeared here at this famous Ulster Hall, this iconic venue. Not just for boxing, but many great music acts have appeared here down the years also. But a debut performance here tonight for Kurt Walker.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Ulster Hall here in Belfast, live on DAZN, we are set to go with our next bout of the evening, and it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored tonight by Betfred, Stagefront, Everlast, and Forged Irish Stout. Introducing your third man in the ring at the sound of the bell, scoring referee from Belfast, Eamon McGill. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing scheduled in the super featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the blue trunks with the white trim. He scaled 9 stone, 4 pounds, 6 ounces. His professional record, 8 victories, 17 defeats, 2 draws, with 6 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Managua, Nicaragua. Please welcome Darwin El Fanito Martinez. Martinez. And his opponent across the ring fighting out of the blue corner. He wears black with green. He scaled 9 stone 7 pounds 2 ounces. His professional record, a perfect one. 9 fights, 9 victories, with one of them coming by way of knockout. Here is the 2020 Olympian fighting out of Lisburn, Kurt Walker. Walker.
Gentlemen, you spoke further on the changing rooms. Protect yourselves at all times. I beg my commands at all times. Any questions? Touch gloves.
So a return to action from Kurt Walker on the far side of the ring there.
Seconds out.
Fresh from a
Round
win
one.
in Glasgow in November over the Belgian Angelo Turco. Here up against the Nicaraguan Darwin Martinez. Walker saying at the press conference after his standout amateur career where he reached the quarterfinals of the most recent Olympic Games, he's got his target set and it's in the featherweight division, and Nathaniel Collins and Hopi Price, who are scheduled to meet sometime soon for the British title.
Come out with a big left hook, did Martinez, but the well-skilled, well-schooled Walker just using his feet well, and I'm looking forward to seeing him live in the flesh. Heard about Walker, and already demonstrating quick hands, good feet, just good know-how. Martinez, he has to be careful, he has to pick his shots well because he will get countered by Walker. Any lazy jabs, I can already see that the jab does come back to the chest, but really does load up with the shots, Martinez.
I mentioned that Martinez has got just that one win in his last 18 contests. It was against Andre Grant here in the UK in April of last year. And like Grant, Walker is 9-0 going in.
He's a roughhouse, Martinez, no nonsense, he's tough, and every single shot he throws, he's looking to hurt you, but he does telegraph the shot. He's showing the shot, and someone with the skill, the reaction speed of Walker, he can make you miss. I'm pretty sure he'll make you pay also. Looking to get behind the jab, Walker. To mix up the variation with the feet a little bit. He's just moving quite a lot to his left and doesn't want to be walking onto that right hand of Martinez. Big shots.
Martinez looking to sneak that right hand through there, Darren.
He's just got to move to his right a little bit more, Walker. You've seen already he favours that right hand, Martinez. I think as well the feint, try and draw out that lead of Martinez. Already see, Mike, why he's got 6 knockouts from his 8 wins, Martinez. Really does put everything into the shot. Real commitment.
And it has to be said, shows plenty of ambition.
You're better when it's smaller steps and you're making a mix. That's when you're better. You've got to be careful when you're moving on the legs. Good boy.
Talked about the impressive amateur career of Kurt Walker, quarter-finalist at the most recent Olympic Games in Tokyo 3 years ago, and a bronze at the World Youth Championships all the way back in 2012.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out. Round 2.
into the second round, scheduled to go 6 here. Kurt Walker coming in at late notice on the bill here, weighing in at 9 stone 7, closer to the lightweight limit, and saying very clearly at the press conference he has designs on the, first of all, the British featherweight title.
Nice quick hands there from Walker, good variation, starting to the head, dropping to the body. He's just got to stay switched on here, getting a nice rhythm behind the jab, plenty of feints, draw out that lead, like I say, of Martinez, but doesn't need to take any silly risks at the minute. That's a lovely right hand from Walker.
Best shot of the contest so far from the man from Lisbon, just south of here.
Nice long left hook, followed by a right hand from Martinez, and it just caught Walker around the side of the head as he spun to his right-hand side. Another reminder, he's got to stay switched on, and he cannot keep walking onto that right hand. He's got to be careful, Walker, but this is the right thing. Get behind the jab. Speed, speed, speed. Lovely work.
Smart variation this from Walker, in particular in that exchange. A lovely left hand to the body underneath the right elbow of Martinez.
Yeah, this is nice. Look, he's using the force, the momentum of Martinez against him. He's getting him to walk onto the shots. But you can see reddening around the left rib cage of Walker. The shots from Martinez, they really are hurtful, stinging shots.
But when Walker does open up like that and show us some of his repertoire, then Martinez is looking a distant second best. Again, that left hand to the body once again down.
Beautiful, Mike. The right uppercut, then drops to the body with the left hand. He's got an opportunity to go again as well. He takes a little step back, Walker. He always looks for the reply, Martinez. He leaves himself wide open. He's crouching over that front foot as well, Martinez. So after he throws that body shot, Walker, he's got the right timing and the accuracy. He can find the uppercut right through. The guard is wide. It's higher, but it is wide. Oh, hooks onto a right hand. Almost lands simultaneously there.
But Walker back on the jab straight away at the end of the round. And just signs there in that second round, but Walker beginning to develop into a groove.
Yeah, when he gets behind that jab and he varies the shot and keeps it nice and sharp, doesn't load up, it really is a joy to watch. That right hand was a good shot. He just takes a nice step out of range as well, but then you see every single time, if he gets a sniff, Martinez, he'll load up, he'll look for big shots. We see the left hand and the right that followed just there, another left hook, and you can see he's just waiting for the shots to come out, Martinez, but that was good work from Walker, keeping them straight. Like I said, the guard does come a little wide, so I think after the body shots he could fire through the uppercuts, Walker, but doing the right thing, not taking any risk, because Martinez does look dangerous.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out, round 3.
6 years a pro, Darwin Martinez, and looking to upset the winning run of Kurt Walker. Now 28 years of age, Walker developed a fascinating rivalry in the amateur ranks with Peter McGrail as Martinez looks to open up at the beginning of this, the third round.
Lovely attack from Martinez, working head and body. Good defense though from Walker, keeping the hands high, swaying either side on the ropes, and lands a nice right hand. He's got to be a bit more disciplined with that lead hand position, Martinez. It's a beautiful jab. Steps in with a shot, tries it again, but showing us something a bit different here, Martinez. Trying to box a little bit on the front foot behind that jab. These are the opportunities when he misses, Martinez. Walker needs to fire back. Again, you see him, he does fall over that front foot. That's where the uppercut is a perfect shot.
Good attempt there by the Nicaraguan, made Walker miss, and then just fell slightly short with the follow-up right hand of his own. One of those boxers, Darren, one of those journeymen whose record doesn't tell anything like the full story.
Yeah, you can see the 17 losses, only 3 stoppages, and you can see why he's tough as old boots. He really does show lots of ambition, like you said in that opening round, and he's looking to put a dent in his opponent every single time he throws one. When he throws a shot, he really does mean it. Good work, keeping it nice and straight, nice and simple. I think that's sound advice for Walker. Don't need to be doing anything silly, don't need to be trading with Martinez. Keep them straight, get to the target first, then move your feet, move your head, then go again. A good double jab right hand from Martinez. That's what he needs to do. He needs to keep bringing his feet in. He can't afford to fall short.
And heading towards the halfway stage, this is turning into a more than useful workout for Kurt Walker, who lands a lovely sharp right hand then over the top of the left hand of the Nicaraguan.
Yeah, he really is a hard man, Mike, is Martinez. No nonsense. He's happy to take 1 or 2 to land 1. But he's smart with his attacks, Martinez. He will target the body first. Then he'll go back upstairs. Physically strong. Hasn't really taken a back step in this fight.
Halfway for Kurt Walker, and here's Paddy Donovan in welterweight action later tonight, arriving at this famous arena, the Ulster Hall. He's up against Williams Herrera, a man who's never been stopped. It was quite feisty at the weigh-in yesterday, and Paddy Donovan looking to build on a very impressive performance last time out on the undercard of the rematch between Katie Taylor and Chantel Cameron. There's been talk this week of possibly Paddy Donovan going on to face the man at the top of the bill tonight, Lewis Crocker.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Let's go, corner.
Seconds out. Round 4.
Into round 4 for Kurt Walker. Late call up to the bill here against Darwin Martinez. This scheduled to go 6. Walker has been the 8-round distance 3 times in his professional career so far. But really being made to work and being made to think here tonight by Martinez.
Yeah, he really is, Mike. I think he's just giving up a bit too much ground. This is better at the start of the 4th round, just holding his feet a little bit more, just allowing space behind him so he can take that half a step back and make Martinez fall short. But the previous rounds is getting bullied, really getting pushed back. This is a lot better. This is where he needs to be. Snappy hands, fast hands. Every time he gets back onto the rope, that gives Martinez the opportunity to find those heavy shots. These South Americans, Mike.
Breed them tough. And swinging almost relentlessly with that right hand is Martinez. But Walker, for the most part, seeing it coming.
I mean, they're very good shots from Martinez. He's just not bringing his feet in. He's got to get closer to throw the shots. I mean, there's plenty of speed. He throws them correctly. You just got to get there quicker. He's got to spin round. This is better. He's going to need to hold his feet here. Walker, get behind the jab, keep those sharp hands. Frustrating Martinez. Doesn't need to be here. This is where he needs to step away from. Oh, left hook from Martinez. That's better footwork. Back touches the rope, comes back to the centre ring, allowing space behind him. Every single, you're playing into Martinez's hands when you hold your feet and you stay on the ropes. This allows him, Martinez, just to have half a chance of landing the big shots.
But still having those effective successes, enough to command respect for Martinez.
What I'm impressed with here is I kind of expected Martinez to slow down a little bit. Started very fast, loading up with the shots, and we all know that when you're loading up with the shots, it really does sap the energy, but he's still in there, he's still upping the pace when he's given the opportunity, Martinez. He has offered openings when he gets wild and ragged with the shots, but this is not where Walker needs to be. Doesn't need to be holding his feet, leaning back on the ropes. He's just playing into the hands of Martinez, and he works away well to body and head. But yeah, I've been impressed with the intent and the ambition from Martinez.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out, round 5.
Into round 5 we go then. Kurt Walker looking to build on his record of 9 straight wins in the professional ranks. Just one of those inside the distance, and as an amateur developed that long-standing rivalry, as I was saying earlier, with Peter McGrail. They fought a handful of times, and McGrail beat Walker to win the gold medal at the Commonwealth Games in Australia in 2018, as Walker makes a bright start, and you can understand why so many who follow the amateur game used to turn up to watch these two, Walker and McGrail. Just slightly off balance there as that left hook landed from Martinez.
Yeah, that was a lovely 1-2 to start the round from Walker. Beautiful shot, simple stuff. He brought the feet in, really, really good accuracy. But again, holding his feet too much on the ropes, just allowing Martinez to land a few shots to the body. Right hand just landing over the lead hand of Walker from Martinez. Just more of an arm shot, but this is good variation with the lead hand. That 1-2 again, better work, keeping it simple and nice, just relaxing into these shots, Walker.
When he starts to flow, Darren, he's so impressive to watch, isn't he?
He really is. You're just seeing again the variation there, picks the shots really well, the accuracy's on point. Yeah, and he's starting to find the target a lot more here, using that momentum of Martinez and not offering as much Martinez. Still a lot of intent on that front foot, but walking onto shots in this 5th round.
One of the necessary factors as he looks to move up in grade, Darren, will be that he's got to have some sting in his shots to get the respect of the opponent.
Yeah, I mean, we've touched on it, only 3 stoppages on the 17 defeats of Martinez. He is tough, but as smooth and as accurate as Walker is, I think just needs to know the right times to hold his feet to really get that purchase on the shots. But you said it, the top of this round, when he does get in that groove and he does start letting his hands go, he really is a joy to watch. So much talent there, again, just demonstrating it with the 1-2 and finishing with the long left hand. Good work, the roll afterwards. this has been really good work in this round from Walker. Really got into a groove. The tempo slowed down a little bit from Martinez. Good intent on the front foot, but the work rate with the hands, not as it was.
Martinez looking for more at the end of that penultimate round, the 5th. Just one to go for Kurt Walker in his 10th professional contest, and here in this iconic venue in the heart of Belfast.
Yeah, it was better. You see that right hand, I think that was at the start of the round. Beautiful shot. I mean, none of these shots troubled Martinez in any way, but you can see the speed, the accuracy from Walker. Again, the exit afterwards, just rolling under the attacks of Martinez. There was that 1-2 followed by the long left hand, and just holding his feet, Mike, not getting bullied afterwards. And yeah, that was a nice 5th round, showing his conditioning as well.
Corners, 10
I'd like
seconds.
to see another round like that to finish this contest from Walker.
Second tight, 6th, final round.
Referee having a word with Martinez about listening to instructions and listening to the sound of the bell. He was more than keen to carry on at the end of the 5th round, and now gets on the front foot once again at the beginning of the final round.
Maybe he had to round off Martinez in that 5th round, because he's come out all guns blazing in this final round. Head, body. But a good response from Walker.
Well, we talked on before the bell about a good workout for Lely Buttigieg in our first contest this evening. Likewise for Kurt Walker. Right the way from the first bell to the last. Martinez showing plenty of desire here, looking to cause the upset. Working away to the body once again, as he did at the beginning of this round.
Yeah, this is where the feet really do play their part. And that's not circling the ring, that's being smart, taking half a step out. You can see he's really loading up with the shots. Again, Martinez, he's allowing openings, offering openings rather. He doesn't need to take any silly risks here, Walker. Like I say, he really is letting these shots go. Shake it ahead from Martinez, but good work from Walker. You know, look at the record of that's a lovely shot. So that's the uppercut I've been asking for. The guard is wide, the head is low. But when I look at the record of Martinez, there is a lot to work with. He's not a bad fighter at all. You know, with some real schooling, you could turn him into a decent fighter. But I like the shot picking in the last couple of rounds from Walker. Just showing his class.
Proud fighting nation, Nicaragua, in Central America. Martinez giving it his all from first bell to the last. 40 seconds to go in the 6th.
Yeah, been impressed with the pace of this contest, certainly from Martinez. I thought it might have stopped, but it hasn't. He's kept coming, but the footwork, the speed has been on point.
Just a few gasps a moment or so ago from the crowd as a right hand from Martinez got through, and Martinez is begging Walker to step forward and exchange.
None of it. Just a smile there from Walker as well. He's getting frustrated here, Martinez. He's desperate for Walker. He feels he's won this contest. He really played his part, Mike.
Darwin Martinez coming in at late notice to provide a test for this man, the standout amateur Kurt Walker, in his 10th professional contest. We'll be moving on to the main card very shortly, topped by Lewis Crocker, making a very quick return to the ring against the Mexican who caused such an upset in Dublin back in May by beating Gary Cully. And then later on the zone, we head to the United States, and it's John Ryder against Jaime Munguia.
He wants to take on the world.
Could it be the next big thing?
Big right hand breaks through. And Munguia filling those gaps. And down goes Derevyanchenko.
He's taking on all challenges.
Heart of a lion, John Ryder.
He's a warrior.
What a fight! What a fight we have here in our main event. We got Grace under pressure.
Let's get the decision then from David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action here at Ulster Hall, Belfast, we go to referee Eamon McGill's scorecard. It reads 60-54 for your winner. He's still undefeated, Kurt Walker.
So Kurt Walker comes through what in the end was a pretty stern test. 10 straight wins now in the professional ranks. Still to come then in this historic arena, 5 fights here, welterweight action, cruiserweight action, and it's topped by Lewis Crocker against José Félix. That's coming up very shortly on DAZN. That's it from me and from Darren Barker. Goodbye from Before the Bell.